Hi, welcome to Your Cheapest Accessory. I'm Beth Jones, and today we're going to do this look, which is the braided updo. It's a great look for spring and summer, and it's a little more difficult than some of the other looks that I've done, but don't get scared away and definitely try this. So let's get into the braided updos. Make sure you have all your tools. I always have my scoonchy brush, which I really like to smooth and shine or fluff up a little bit. I always have a comb ready for teasing, and you're just going to need one hair tie, a bunch of bobby pins, and if you have any hair clips, those are good to work with as well. And of course, hairspray for the very end. But basically what you're going to do is want to make sure your hair is really smooth. All the tangles are brushed out for me. That's really important. I get very tangly hair. And you're just going to make sure everything's smooth, and you're going to decide if you're going to do the side part like I'm doing or middle part. It works pretty much the same way, just a little bit different style. I'm going to do the side part because I think it gives it just a little bit of a softer look, you know, but it's up to you. So basically, make sure both sides are smooth, and then just make sure that part is perfect. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to tie off this side of my hair just so it's out of the way. I don't have to mess with it at all. Just loosely tie that off, and then we're going to start with this side. And what we're going to do is basically create a French braid, but we're going to start here at the top of your head on your forehead, and then we're going to work our way all the way around. So I like to use just a smaller section of hair right here at the top of the forehead, and go ahead and start your braid. So put it into 3 parts. And what you want to do is make sure you're braiding this direction. If you're braiding this direction, it's gonna not turn out right. So go ahead and take your 3 pieces and just start that braid. And then what we're gonna do is you've crossed over the few pieces, but then, you know, just like a French braid, grab your hair, grab a little bit of hair from the back here, and then keep going. So grab a little bit more hair into that section. Grab a little hair from here into the other section, keeping your arms this way so that your braid is flowing smoothly with the rest of your head. It's not popping out. So grab a little more hair and keep that braid going. Every single time you have the next strand you're going to work with, you just want to grab a little bit of hair with it. Make sure that you're doing it on both sides. So I'm going to grab hair here, and I'm going to grab a little bit of hair from there. Keep going. Make sure the hair is staying untangled. And you want to grab the hair kind of closest to the head, to the scalp. Don't pull the hair from here into that strand, but really grab it from the scalp there. And keep doing that all the way down. So we're going to grab hair into this section from the scalp, pull it into the braid, and then this is the tricky section where you want to pull from kind of up here, but make sure that you're pulling hair from the scalp really close to the head there so that the braid stays in the right formation. So again, we have this strand here, and I'm going to pull in the loose hair there, and back here I'm going to take hair from the scalp and bring it into the braid. And then right here down at the nape of my neck, and then I've got this strand here, so I'm going to pull hair from the scalp close to the braid. And again, make sure your hair is staying out of the tangle direction. And then go ahead and pull right there at the nape of the neck. A little bit more hair, and then over here, same thing. Okay, so we just have a little bit of hair left back here, and we're going to work that in 1 second. So go ahead and just take the rest of the hair and just work it into that braid there once you've gotten it kind of to where you want it to be at the nape of your neck here. So go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just braid it down, not all the way, just to about there. And then I'm going to take my clip, and I'm just going to clip it off. So there we go, we've got the braid from the forehead all the way around. Now this might take a little bit of practice. It's definitely not easy. I've practiced a ton before I got the hang of it. But really the key part is just when you're pulling the hair into the braid. If you're great at French braids, it doesn't matter. But when you're learning to do that, just making sure you're pulling your hair from the scalp and not pulling from higher sections where it's going to get really loose and kind of pulled out. Okay, so you've gotten this side done. Now we're going to start to work with this side. It's a little bit less hair, so it makes it a little easier to work with. But you're going to match on this side about the same width that the braid was on that side. Take your section of hair, go ahead and put it into 3 parts, and just begin to work that braid, keeping it really close to the head so that the braid doesn't kind of pop off. You can pull thicker sections into this braid so that it really kind of matches the style on this side. Just keeping it really close there and almost done. This side is a lot quicker to work with. Making sure to hold the hair in the right direction so that you're getting this nice swoop there. And trying to keep your hair not tangled because mine tangles constantly. Okay, now we're going to finish it off. I've braided both pieces and they're being held back there with a clamp. And this is actually the cheater version of how to do this. You could do all kinds of different things here, but I'm going to give you the really easy way to do this. Basically, go ahead and take those clamps out back there. Let the braid kind of fall loosely, and then I'm just going to tie it off with a hair tie. So go ahead and tie it off at the nape of the neck. Okay, so you've tied it off with the hair tie. Now I'm going to turn around and show you how to finish off the look. What you're going to need is your comb and all your bobby pins. So basically you've got your braid working right here into the hair tie, and then what I like to do, you could curl your hair or you could just go ahead and leave it straight. Just give it a little bit of volume, tease up the ponytail, giving it some volume, just going through and teasing just different strands. Okay, so you've got all this volume. Now what you want to do, I know it seems silly, but go through with your scoonchy brush or something to kind of smooth it but not get rid of all the teasing. And just kind of smooth it down but keeping some of that volume that was created with the teasing. Basically you're just creating a fuller bun by doing that, and just like with the Carrie Bradshaw bun, go ahead and swoop it around until all your hair is tucked into a nice bun there at the back of your neck, and kind of hold that in place. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and pin down into the bun. So around the edges of the bun you're going to put in bobby pins. So just wherever things feel loose, you need to pin and put in place. Okay, so you're pretty much done, but I always like to do just a little bit of fussing to make it kind of that final product. I'm going to take my comb and actually just kind of work it through the braid here and loosen it up a little bit. You can use this side or this side, but basically just kind of go through, not getting rid of the braid, just kind of loosening it up a little bit, softening it a little bit. All my looks I like to keep a little imperfect, a little more angelic, a little soft, a little bohemian, something like that. So just going through, it should be pretty secure from when you tied it off, but just go through and kind of just soften it up. You could even kind of go back here and pull out parts of the hair back at the top and the crown. Always finger through. Always finger here at the edge, unless you're doing a really sleek ponytail, just to kind of bring some hairs out, make it a little softer, a little more angelic. You could curl these pieces, kind of do whatever you want. You're all done. You've completed the braided updo. This is a great look for spring and summer. I love it with a dress or just something really bohemian and fun and flirty. Here's just a side view and the back view. Takes a little bit more work than some of the other looks, but always try this at home, and of course, join us next time for your cheapest accessory.